Hello, my name is Terry. This video will cover our investigation of the Hall of Waters in Excelsior Springs, Missouri, which occurred on Friday, July 17th, 2020. The first thing I would like to mention is that I had arrived a full day ahead of everyone else on Thursday to do an EVP session down in the sub-basement. I wanted to make contact with the Native American spirit that is down in that basement. When I was down there, I recorded a full session, but the footage has been temporarily lost. I accidentally erased over the memory card, but I'm trying to retrieve it because it has not been recorded over. So I will try at a later date to retrieve this video footage and post it as a standalone video. Fortunately, I had 2 additional cameras down in the sub-basement. These were recording before I had begun the EVP session. If you'll notice the time camera stamps, this footage, covering some 27 minutes in time, has an unusually high number of EVPs in it. It's an incredibly strange development in that there are so many EVPs going on that are both talking to us down in the basement. There was myself and TR, and they're talking amongst themselves, holding full-blown conversations. The reason for this strangely high level of EVP activity, I believe, has to do with the sound of the running water in an adjacent room. There had been recent rains and water is pouring into the adjacent room, and you can hear the water sound in the background. I think that this somehow provided a natural background sound so that you could hear these EVP voices far louder and clearer than you would normally be able to. I'll have to do an experiment with running water in the future. It may be that this sound causes these EVPs to stand out, or else it's somehow modulating these things into producing voices. But it's just more than just a coincidence that so many voices were captured during this session, and that during the following night's session, while EVPs were recorded down there, the water flow level was at a much reduced rate, and the level of EVP activity seems to have also been reduced. I've assembled all the EVP clips from this basement session and put them into one grouping. I'll have text written on the screen so that you can watch what is being said if you can't hear the voices clearly.
You'll be okay down here.
I hope. If I'm not here somewhat horribly wrong. During the entire duration of this sub-basement recording session, TR and myself were the only ones present down there. In the following clip, while TR is showing me his security footage on his phone, it contains no audio, so there's no sounds accompanying the video he's showing me. His video shows a 2-minute jump in time on his date stamping on his cameras that he couldn't explain. While he's showing me this footage, a female voice moaning is very loudly heard in the video. As you can see by our non-reaction to it, neither of us heard this voice, and there were no females down in the basement.
But this camera jumps time by almost 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
3 minutes. It jumps time from a 1 to a 3. Almost 3 minutes. Here we go. Watch the 1, okay?
The camera also moved to the right and left.
Yeah. Maybe stand.
Yeah. following footage came from the water bar area. One clip of particular note is one man discussing how he was standing in the EMF field and that his legs had gone numb. This is not uncommon. During certain EMF fields, they can be so strong that they can make your hands, arms, feet go numb.
Everything good?
Yes. Yeah, we're getting some stuff.
I'll tell you what, that's a serious interview, but I also speaking on my own downstairs.
What got me is I just mentioned the Itsy Bitsy Spider song, and then on their phone it said Itsy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, seconds later. We've been having things happen at the end of the bar.
Have you?
Where you can physically, you can feel it. You can feel it's there. It's cold and tingly. Very
Cold and tingly sounds good.
Yeah, it's cold. One man was saying that he'd been in there, around it for a while. He said that his legs, his feet are numb.
It's still numb.
It's still numb?
It's still numb.
It will wear off. One of the guests had encountered a cold spot. He felt it on his shoulder, so I broke out the thermal imager, which records video images of temperature variations. When I took 2 photos, you can clearly see the darker area on his shoulder where something had touched him and had dropped the temperature. The following clips were recorded in the women's spa area. It's a combination of both EVPs and ghost box voices. You can tell which is which by the clips that have the sound of the ghost box running in the background. It's quite loud and it's quite easy to tell them apart.
Do you want to come over here and give me a massage?
Let's go to snacks. Not that I really need any, but.
You seem bald. You're bald. I am bald.
That's pretty neat.
We were standing outside this room. I can check it.
So, Emily, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Earlier, somebody told me to go to the maps. Yes.
The following clip, also recorded in the women's spa area, may show one of these manifesting lights that one of the people is talking about. While he's discussing having seen a strange light coming up and rising, you'll notice that my camera, which had been aimed at the wrong direction, it was aimed in the opposite direction of where he saw this light. But if you look in the reflection of the glass and the mirror, you'll see a rising light coming from the bottom along the right-hand side of this glass or mirrored object. I'm not certain if this is a reflection of the light that he saw or if it's something else.
I was like, hey, you want to give me a massage?
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah, okay, because you can see it like, because I was walking,
Yeah, I went like this
it
way.
looked like it came from in here and then just went up,
Yeah.
like towards the ceiling.
The following footage was recorded by one of our guests. He and his friends had documented some activity and sent it in, and I'd like to thank Andrew for sending these clips in, and I've used the best of them to show you what was going on. The footage covers several different rooms, from the boiler room to the pool area and several other areas where they had captured activity. I'd like to thank you again for sending this footage in, and I'll be also reviewing your footage on the following night's investigation at the museum.
Are you up there giving a round of applause for someone jumping off the diving board? Come on, give us one more drone for the road.
Oh, that's the flashlight. You heard that, right? Yeah, I heard that, Mom. We thank you. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm thanking them for making sound. That was right over here behind us, too. There's somebody here, jump in the water.
The following footage was recorded during one of the rotations in the sub-basement. I had a feeling that they were going to capture something, so I furnished them with a camera to record the session. You'll notice there are a lot of EVP voices, not quite as many as there were during my session on the previous night, but the water flow level is reduced, and this may have impacted the number of EVP voices, but the EVP voices are still present.
I wanted to go sit over there where the stairs are where I can hear the water dripping.
Right?
Just because that theory, we're trying to come up with a device that uses water.
Right?
And this place right here, I don't know, man, I just got some weird stuff come through.
Yeah.
Spirits being able to speak through water. Yeah, I think that water area, I'm fascinated with that theory of water. Than being, some of it's pareidolia sound, but sometimes they move.
We're hearing things over here. Like, it sounded like something kicked the rock.
There was a woman who likes to scream.
Earlier, we were hearing like boots through water.
You were hearing what? I'm sorry?
Like boots through water.
Walking
through water.
Plain water there.
Yeah. But as I said, I heard a rock.
Watch Miss Katie, I need you to light this device up green.
It's cold right here by my elbows.
This is purified.
Purified.
Water, right?
Yeah, now, the natives said that they didn't like the water.
Are you one of the natives?
Are you Pawnee?
The last clip in the sub-basement is very special. One of the people was physically touched down in the sub-basement. Fortunately, the camera was aimed at them when it happened, and you'll see them jump in the air. They're caught completely off guard, and this is perfectly normal because most people, even though they're on a ghost hunt, aren't expecting to actually physically be touched during a session.
Please explain to the spirits that these devices are here to help them relay their message. Can you get up on the stage?
Okay.
Sir, 11.
What happened?
I just got that.
Oh, you just got that?
Yeah, like again, like my shirt.
Hold on a second. 11.
What happened?
I just got that.
Oh, you just got that?
Yeah, like again, like my shirt.